What do you want?
Stop the deportation of Ayaye.
When?
Now.
When?
Now.
What do you want?
Stop the deportation of Ayaye.
When?
Now.
When?
Now.
Like now.
Canada is home.
Canada is home.
Canada is home.
I want to thank you so much for coming, showing up, come and support Brother Elijah, who is facing a deportation actually on the day after tomorrow. That's on Friday. So the deportation is scheduled on 7 a.m. And according to the officer, I've been inside there with my sister. Elijah, as you know, Elijah came here in Canada 2019 and he claimed refuge so that he can remain and stay in Canada and bring his family here. But apparently every step which he has been doing has faced rejection, every single moment. So me and Elijah and the caseworker from the shelter, we have met the officer in charge of the deportation program. You know, the program of deporting somebody is once you come and claim refuge in Canada, the hearing is scheduled where they determine whether you are a refuge. Now Elijah was assessed in that level. The judge rejected the case and he did an appeal. When you do a claim, they reject it, then you are given a chance again to do appeal, which you already done, and it also got rejection. And after rejection, he also did a judicial review to consider the case if he can be allowed to stay in Canada. Yet, it was also rejected. After some time, they gave him a chance after you qualify for 1 year window from the date you don't have a hearing or a case with the RAD, that's the Refuge Protection Board, or the Appeal Division. They give you another chance to do a humanitarian. And he did a humanitarian, and later on he did a pre-removal risk assessment. A pre-removal risk assessment is the procedure by which they give you a chance to review your case if you have any more fears wherever you are returning to. If they can actually find that there is chances that where you are going you will be persecuted, they give you a chance to remain. So that's the last stage after he did the humanitarian. It was actually combined by the lawyer who did it, and combined between humanitarian and pre-removal risk assessment, because they came actually literally almost the same time. And so after some times it got denied. However, Brother Elijah has been sick. He had a back injury, he developed stress, depression. He has been in hospital for several times, and he lost even the house where he used to live, and he was actually admitted to the shelter. That's where he has been in the shelter for all this long time. So they determined that he does not have a status in Canada now, he should leave. But we have been pleading with the officers there that given that, yes, the law says he doesn't have a legal status to stay in Canada, but there is another law of human law. In his condition, he is actually distressed and depressed so much. But they say they have a doctor, a nurse, and him as a security who will travel with him on Friday. They have scheduled everything. Apparently, they see like he wants to stay, probably does not want to go, but they requested that we bring him to the airport. On condition that they don't detain him, we bring him to the airport on Friday. Option 2 is they detain him. They have a detention center here down in Italy. But we requested that he go home and reassess the situation. If he's going back, if he feels some help to the condition that he can travel, then we'll talk to him with some counselors in the shelter and others like me who can talk to him, and then we come up to a concession whether it's. So we are here to give an update concerning Elijah. He is ill. I've requested and pleaded with the immigration officer that he's not fit to travel. But they say they have a doctor who is going to travel with him, a nurse.
But why should they waste,
So
why should they
that's the
waste
condition.
money for doctor, nurse, security to deport one person? Like, is he a criminal or something like that?
They're going to stay with him
Or are they going to stay with them?
That's what we have been actually discussing, saying he does not have health coverage to Kenya. When you leave him at the airport in Nairobi, he does not have means to go home. They said, oh, we can give him money to travel home from Nairobi, but his health condition is not good. They say the law does not cover that. So that's where between the law and the human aspect don't actually meet something. So that's where we are requesting if the government of Canada can intervene. They say actually outright, they say the law is above them. The judge has given a deportation order. The law is above them, that he cannot actually stay. The law says he cannot stay no longer. The judge has certified that he has to leave. So if the government could be very sympathetic, the government itself is the one that should be sympathetic to Elijah, then Elijah can stay. So, another question I can answer? Anybody else who have a question? We can also invite Lucas, who is also an expert of the law. He can also comment a bit on this aspect, what should be done. I'm inviting Lucas, who is an expert in the law too, in his aspect. He can comment about this, whereby the law says he has no status, and the law of health says he's unfit to travel, although they can travel with a nurse and to Nairobi. What about his health as a human? What does Canada talk about people like him who are in this deplorable condition? How can they dump him in the airport in Nairobi? He does not have any medical coverage. He came to Canada, health and working. And how does, what picture does Canada display when they deport such a kind of person who is mentally unfit?
Yeah, I think that's a very good observation. I think Canada prides in humanitarian and compassionate. That's what is Canada known for. When there is established medical grounds, no one should be removed from Canada on that basis, because there is something called forward risk assessment, and that is what the intelligence and removal officers or department should make an assessment as to whether he is fit to travel, is fit to settle given his medical condition, and given that he is relying on the medical healthcare system for his survival. And therefore there are still ways through humanitarian compassion that should be explored, and he should be given that opportunity to explore that. I think that should be pursued, and I think the community here is rallying behind to support him. The show of all these people is a demonstration that Elijah is someone who is respected in the community, someone who has contributed immensely to the community, and that his absence in Canada is going to affect and impact the very many people that he has mentored, the very many people who look up to him, and therefore removing him is also creating or separating him from the family that he has created here in Canada. I believe that as a community, we have a role to push for this agenda for people who are innocent, who are represented in a way that was not a style that could tell his story. And we all know that Elijah is a victim of COVID-19. He was immensely affected, and his health since that time has been deteriorating. their medical records. I'm not sure what kind of physicians that are assessing his medical records, because it's evident that Elijah has been having a medical condition that is not something that he's trying to fabricate, and as a result, he should be given that human, heart or compassion for him to be here. We have a lot of criminals in the streets who are actually here. I think the priority of the intelligence and removal department should be focused on removing people who are an hazard to the security of of Canada, as opposed to people like Elijah, who is innocent and who is harmless in the society. All Elijah is asking is an opportunity to be here, to be heard, to get medical attention, and if Elijah gets back to his feet, he will contribute to the Canadian society. And I think he deserves that opportunity, and I think we are here to support him, and I'm sure somewhere, someplace, someone is listening and will give him that opportunity.
Thank you so much, Luca. Is there anybody who want to ask anything or comment something before we close?
Other than health, did they consider his security back home?
Yeah, they already done that, the preliminary assessments, and they concluded that his life is not at risk. So that's what they found. Although he claimed that his life is not his life is in danger, but they went to the contrary, say other judges have also considered like his life is not in danger. So as of this time, we are depending. He is actually depending on what the government can do. If the government can intervene, then they can actually stop the deportation. Otherwise, nobody has power. So we are requesting if the government of Canada can be sympathetic to him. They are the only one who can actually, also the Minister of Immigration can actually get this information. If it's widely shared, then it can actually be altered. Otherwise, the deportation order is still valid on Friday. Is there anybody again who wants any question? Madam, do you want to come and comment something? So, Elijah, I want to give you a chance to talk and say what do you want to say? What do you ask the government of Canada to help you?
Translate. Thank you guys for once coming to see me in this moment. I would like to say thank you. As the government of Canada viewed my request or through from appeal, I have appealed 3 times, I have failed. Now they have come to the conclusion I have to be removed. I request if they give me more time because I'm sick, so that when I feel okay, they may proceed with their process. I don't have much to say, and today you are lucky you have seen me out. Inside there, Pastor, it is all right. They wanted to detain me, but Pastor fighted until they trust us to give me the chance of going back to the home. Thank you guys, I appreciate so much. Thank you.
What do you want?
Stop the deportation of Elijah.
When?
Now.
When?
Now.
What do you want?
Stop the deportation of Elijah.
When?
Now!
When?
Now!
Like now.
Canada is home.
Canada is
Please,
home.
Canada is home.